Hello, Kankakee, and welcome to a special episode of Contemporary Living with Farmer and Hill. I am your host, Melissa Farmer, and we are so delighted that you've tuned in on this special occasion. We've weathered the storm, and we're enjoying this weather. And always, my host to the left is Mr. Andre Hill, and he's going to tell you a little bit about why we're here.
We'd definitely like to thank everybody for tuning in to Contemporary Living today. As you look behind me, there's a sign that says Kankakee Area Youth for Christ City Life Center. And that's where we at here, right? We're here located at 1820 East Court Street in Kankakee, Illinois. And they're hosting a teen summit here today. And they're going to be talking about the issues that's plaguing our community today. Hopefully they're going to have some solutions and put forth some action plans to go forward from this day forward, to make the city of Kankakee great.
And one of the things that you need to consider as you watch this program is what can you do for your community, either whether you're here in Kankakee or whether you're in a different community, because it's so important that our teens get involved and become a part of the process of making change. So continue to watch this program to find out what you can do in the Kankakee community or how you can start something on your own. We'll be back.
I'm not Kankakee, I'm Robert Ellington Snipes. And I used to tell folks when I was coming up, I don't buy clothes to make clothes make me look good. I buy clothes and make the clothes look good. Well, I don't look for Kankakee to make me look good, but I can make Kankakee look good. And I think each one of us do that. What you do today is part of making Kankakee look good. Kankakee means beautiful land. You are not land, you are a human being. And if you're going to be molded, you got to be molded by God, your parents, and those individuals in the village that influence your life. There's a couple of things I want to leave with you, and then I want you to, and then I'm just going to say goodbye because we need to have another forum. But repeat after me. If Black Lives Matter.
If Black Lives Matter.
If Black Lives Matter.
If Black Lives Matter.
Vote like it matters.
Vote like it matters.
If Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter.
Vote like it matters.
Vote like it matters.
Snipes, what should I do with the vote? Only in the black community do politicians come in, throw candy at our kids. They go run after and pick it up. And when they leave out, you get nothing. If your vote matters to you, then it should matter to them. They come. Let me tell you something. The Democratic cannot win without the black vote. And if that's the case, if we all stand up for not only Kankakee, but Pembroke, but Sun River Terrace, and say, we're not taking it no more. If you can't bring and give us something back like you do over in the Jewish neighborhood, over in the white neighborhood, over in the Islamic neighborhood, and all these other neighborhoods, then why can't we have something in the black neighborhood? Because we don't ask for nothing. So we run after candy like they're going to turn around and throw something at us and we like gorilla. No! We are an intelligent race. We are intelligent people. Stop taking crumbs from the table. It's time to eat bread. It's time to eat meat. Stop all of this foolishness of they'll never do nothing. They don't do nothing for us because they know we are divided. I realize that all my color ain't my kind. I realize that all my skin folks ain't my kin folks because some of them work against us more than they work for us. But this year, if you're going to vote, you better ask them, what does my vote? What will it cost you? What will it cost them? If it costs you nothing, nothing from nothing leaves nothing. So therefore your vote must have a value. Amen. So you better be ready to ask them for something. I don't want to see these same houses dilapidated and boarded up in my community. If I see them, you don't get mine. I'm tired of seeing my streets on this side of town fixed. This all dilapidated, eroded, but over here, it looks like we're moving down Beverly Hills. You won't get mine. You won't. Your vote must have value. Say it. Your vote
must have value.
Now say my vote must have value. My vote has value. Yes. And you need to turn around and make sure that when they come to your community, you're ready to ask for something. What do you want to do about my community.
Exactly.
If I say anything else, remember this. If Black Lives Matter, vote like it matters.
All right, we're back here with Contemporary Living with Farmer and Hill, and we have Mr. Robert Snipes here. How you doing today, Mr. Snipes?
Pretty good.
Well, I appreciate you stepping in at the last minute here, but I got a couple of questions I got to ask you. You was on fire out there today. The people loved you. You got some cheers, and darn, there's some standing ovations by me anyway. So I got to ask you, you've been in the Kankakee community for a while. So one of the questions I have to ask you, what is some of the struggles that our teens face here in the Kankakee community?
The struggles that the teen face is that there is no leadership on the street. And because they're not in the churches are built, they build churches, but in order to build, but they don't build our youth. They don't build a structure for our youth. I tell them all the time, if they're not coming to the churches have to go out to them. But not only them, but organizations, parents, people, businesses, the whole 9 yards. We talk about a village, but in the village, in theory, it sounds good. In practicum, we're failing.
Yeah.
So therefore, we need to bring the village together because there's a lot of rough diamonds. There's a lot of what I call polished diamonds in the village. And what happens is, and a rough diamond can always become a diamond after it's shaped, and those are our youth, and it's polished down. But if dollars can build build churches, then dollars can build businesses, and these businesses can put our youth to work. It can also provide activities. We need to have a skating rink out here. We need to have activities for them to do. They're young. They have energy. So if you don't give them something to do, then they create their own boundaries, and this is and the mess that we got out, or the mess that we have in our communities is what we have today. We have them out on the streets with a false sense of family because gangs are telling them, hey, we're your family, or whatever, and they sell them a false sense of family. And these individuals are with them because they give them some shoes that maybe they didn't have before, or they gave them some gear or whatever it is, and for that they sell their souls to, I don't want to say to the devil, but to these organizations with a false sense of security in family.
I'm going to back up. You mentioned about the church, and ironically, there was no church representatives here today. And you mentioned about the church being more focused on building buildings versus coming out helping the community.
Building businesses.
Yeah, building businesses. So the church have become so comfortable with the four walls, they have failed to go out and to evangelize. Would you agree?
Well, not only to evangelize, but we have to go out and we have to go outside the walls and build businesses. So, what stops us from building what? We have a Walmart.
Yes.
Why can't we have a Black Mart? We have all these. Why can't we go ahead and buy and have those in our community? You're putting our people to work. Now they have money to put back into the community. Most of the monies that come in our communities are, the youth got a lot of money to spend. All you gotta do is go out, wait for a dance to come up. They're looking for something to happen. They're spending $10 just to get in, or $15 just to get in, and will do it every week if they have to. Right. So that you can't say that they don't have money, but there's no constructive place where they can feel safe. That's what we have to do, and the churches have to come. They have to come out the walls. Our businesses, they have to come outside the wall. All these folks that want to be leaders need to come out of the pockets. Let's build what we have to basically build. We have to build our community, and right now, outside of the churches who gets a lot of dollars, and I'm not mad. I'm not mad at the tithes and the offerings or whatever. I'm a licensed and ordained preacher. I'm a chaplain. Okay. But the thing is that we have to come. The streets are competing with the church, and it looks like the streets are winning. But the problem is that there are four things that you're going to find in our community or whatever. Either we are going to build and heal, or you're going to get them stealing and killing. So if the church is the build and heal and they're not there, then the result is we got killing and stealing going on or whatever. And so therefore, when we say who's the leadership, why should I respect you as a preacher when you not only don't reinvest in my community, but you move out and then you come back Sunday morning telling me that you're gonna get your package your pie in the sky, when you get to heaven. Well, preacher, if that's the case, then you need to wait and get your pie in the sky, and I bet you the argument then changed. We got to be for real or whatever. If we're going to put our monies into the churches or whatever, then we have to hold these preachers accountable. I understand they're in the sacred cloth or whatever, but remember, they are not God. They are people just like us, and God ordained. And so therefore, God said there's no big eyes, no little U's. And he said in the body of Christ, there is no head, the head and the arm. There's no distinguishable difference. There are more segregation in the black community, in the black churches, than there will ever be any other place. It's supposed to be black unification, not segregation. They don't deal with the young folks other than the ones that's in their church. We won't step out the door. Ask them to call a name. And then the other thing, and I'm off this bandwagon.
All right.
I'm not mad at the white churches that do come in our community with their buses and take our kids to their community. But what would happen if I had my bus and went to the white community and took their children out of the community and brought them to the black community? You're right, and that's the difference. So all these churches, we got to have other folks to come and teach our folk.
All right, I think my co-host here, Melissa Farmer, had a question that she wanted to ask you also before we wrap it up.
I do. You are on fire. You are on fire.
It's a passion.
One thing I just want to commend you on, as a person who loves facts and statistics, I really appreciated when you were a part of the Teen Summit and you had your pulse on facts and figures for social issues in the community. So I just want to really commend you for that.
Thank you.
And the next, one of the things that you said that really caught my attention when you were talking to Andre was lack of leadership, and we're segregated among each other. Where does that start? Can we unify? Where does the leadership start? What recommendations can you give us to just make that start? Because we don't want a lot of rhetoric. And I know you're not about rhetoric. You have the solutions. You gave us solutions during the Teen Summit. So where does that start in your opinion?
It starts with the people. The community has to demand more. We cannot look at preachers, politicians as superheroes. They need your vote to get in office. The preachers need your dollars to sustain their church. If we have a blackout with our dollars, it will be a detriment inside the community. So that means if we're going to give our dollars, we must make sure that we get a value for our dollars. That means the churches, that means the politicians, that means individuals in the community that comes into our community and take dollars out of this community. If they're coming in, they have to support our community. We're the only community that allows a lot of people to come in, the hair stores. Now, we have a lot of sisters that go out and get their hair done. We have a lot of brothers that get their hair cut. But we buy our products from folk that don't look like us. And yet, all of them make good money. I ain't seen one of them go broke yet. I haven't seen a hair shop close up yet. So if we take our monies and pool it together, and we sit at the table and begin to talk with each other, the clergy, the business leaders, the civic leaders, and then the citizens in the community. Yes. And we have a real dialogue, not no dialogue that want to talk about the past. The past is a council check. Tomorrow is a promissory note, but today is when we must make a plan. There is no plan in the black community. If there is one, tell them to show me. We should have bought it. The Ricketts should not be coming in to put a truck stop on 312, and they bought it for $165,000, and the city gave them $40,000 to help tear it down. We should have taken that over. The Graham building, when it sold, we could have gotten that for $100,000. We presented the plan to the preachers, but nobody took the bait, and now other people come in our community. What a great opportunity to have built when you came off of 312 to see a black-owned business, a collective group of black people coming together, wherever, putting in a like they have down in Country Club Hills, that theater or whatever, stuff that that generates dollars or whatever. I don't want you to think out the box. Let's think in the box and start doing something in the box and then get out of the box.
Well, you've heard it right here, Mr. Snipes. Thank you so much for your input.
You're welcome.
All right, we appreciate that. Robert Snipes telling it like it is. We'll be back with Contemporary Living.